Hey guys, World Series G's here, and I'm back with a new team breakdown. This time I'm breaking down the Eastern Conference champ Cleveland Cavaliers. Added some new pieces, but the king is still there. If you haven't checked out my other videos, get a chance to check out those team breakdowns. Right now, we're going to get into this team's roster. Three-time defending Eastern Conference champion Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's look at this roster. This all starts with the King, King James, LeBron James. Next is their newest addition, who's going to be out for a while. Isaiah Thomas, who they got in the Kyrie Irving deal. Kevin Love, D Wade, Jay Crowder, Derrick Rose. This team's full of new pieces. Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Iman Shumpert, Channing Frye, Jeff Green, Jose Calderon, Cedi Osman, Ante Zizic, John Holland, London Parentis. A couple two-way contracts there. I mean, this team, unless something crazy happens after the fact that Gordon Hayward broke his ankle, this team is probably on its way to a fourth straight NBA Finals. They pretty much flipped the roster though, so it's gonna take some time. They're gonna be kind of shaky before they hit it. I mean, this team wanted to improve on depth, which was what they struggled in. Defensively, they've got some defensive players. I mean, guys like Derrick Rose are kind of spotty. D Wade, is he really even a B defender? But they've got veterans and kind of like cagey guys, and they're really deep. That's the biggest improvement they made when trading Kyrie Irving. Is they added depth. This team was really lacking depth, and it showed against the Warriors. But it still kind of all starts with LeBron James, and that's how it's going to end with this team. If this team is going to be any good, and Isaiah Thomas has got to come back healthy. But this team, video game wise and real life wise, is just stacked. They're very good. On-ball defensive IQ, that's a 96 for LeBron James. Jay Crowder helps also because he's really good. Dwayne Wade, even if he doesn't have the foot speed in those things, he's still a very smart defender. Iman Shumpert also can help in spots defensively. If he can do anything offensively, he'll have some value. Tristan Thompson also good. J.R. Smith, Derrick Rose, they're solid. So, I mean, across the board, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. And, I mean, that's pretty obvious. I don't even have to really explain to you the talent that this Cavs team has. So, let's see how this Cavs team is going to run, because these new additions are definitely going to make them a completely different offense from the one we're used to seeing. So, that's our next breakdown. Let's get into that offense. In 2K, the Cavs got their own freelance. And like the other especially freelancers that we've seen, it's a basic 4-around-1. So for one guy in the middle, 4 guys on the perimeter. In this spacing age of basketball, it only seems to make sense to have a 4-around-1 offense. But the Cavs are going to be a lot different than they were last year. Kyrie Irving's a really good three-point shooter. And LeBron James usually just kind of handles the offense with 4 shooters around him. This year it's going to be a lot different. First of all, they're already going to start Kevin Love at the 5 to increase the offensive production and the floor spacing, which is going to be important because the addition of Dwayne Wade, especially putting him in the starting lineup, kind of limits your team's floor spacing. He's not really known as a knockdown shooter. He's going to occupy the mid-range area, and he's going to try to take advantage of those opportunities. Also, with Isaiah Thomas out, Derrick Rose is also going to be cramping the floor spacing. So it's going to be kind of important for a guy like Kevin Love to knock down shots. And Jay Crowder also, who's also in that starting 5. So it's not the ideal floor spacing lineup that the Cavs want to build. But what they do have an advantage in with guys like Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose is their ability to attack the basket. So they can use those floor spacing opportunities and the guys hanging out on the perimeter as opportunities for them to get open space to attack the lanes and attack for layups and floaters within the paint. Those are 2 things that both of those guys are really good at. And if you're creative as a playmaker in the game, you can use that. handoffs, pick and rolls, situations like that. So you can use those drivers to get into the lane. You're not going to get a lot of spacing because smarter defenses are going to pack in. You're going to force D Rose and Dwayne Wade to shoot, but use their ball handling ability to get to the basket. That's their strength. Those two, with alongside LeBron James, can make things happen. And the fact that Kevin Love is playing your center is going to give you extra floor spacing in those opportunities. I would say use Kevin Love a lot as a pick and pop big man because you're going to drag that second helper in pick and roll situations away from the basket and allow those guys to do what they do best. And if the help comes, swing it to the other guy, make him attack. It's not going to be quick pick and rolls over and over again. You're going to have to move the ball. But you got three of the better attackers in this game to do that. And that's what's going to be the best advantage with this roster. It's not built for the pace and space, floor spacing that we're used to seeing the Cavs do, just raining threes. But these guys are talented. Don't get me wrong. They can play. So you're just going to have to use their specific skill sets to work. This team is not bad. It's just not the typical Cavs team where LeBron is handling the ball and he's just got four guys who can just swing it around and shoot threes. But you're still going to be able to make things happen with this offense, and this offense is still going to be prolific. LeBron James with the ball in his hand is dominant. Dwayne Wade can still score. Derrick Rose can still score. Kevin Love can be inside, outside. Jay Crowder can knock down an open three. That lineup is good. And then if you really want to get crazy with the floor spacing, the depth on that bench is going to be important because J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Channing Frye, you can swap out those weak floor spaces, play LeBron at the one or the what you want to call the one, the main ball handler, and just have Kevin Love and Channing Frye and J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver just space the floor. And then you're really going to run teams ragged with the three-point shooting. So that's what makes this team strong is the depth and allows them to play different ways. Didn't even mention the fact that Tristan Thompson can just be a great role man that also can suck in the defense. So even though there's no Kyrie, there's a lot of pieces that are built in. This offense is not even considering the fact when Isaiah Thomas comes out, who's also a very good floor spacer. So their offense is still going to be dynamic. It's just going to be a dynamic in a different sort of way, which can help you in spots in isolation situations with Rose and Wade. But overall, this offense is not going to miss a beat. You still have LeBron James, which means you're still going to be good. So I don't expect any real drop off from this Cavs offense. It's going to be just as good as it was last year, maybe a little better, just in a different sort of way. So let's go from there to what's going to be the real issue with this Cavs team is their defense and being able to stop teams with this kind of offense-heavy lineup that they put out. So let's go straight into that defense. So here you're just looking at the defensive settings for this Cavs team. In this particular matchup, we face the Golden State Warriors, which kind of isn't the best way to break down defensive settings for a team because the Warriors kind of just rip your defense to shreds. So any type of defensive game plan is obviously not going to work for the Warriors because of their just ability to score and space the floor and just do Warriors things, put up 1,000 points on you. So in actuality, I mean, you still want to use these baseline ideas with the Cavs. Like I was saying with the other teams in my other videos, the young teams, they tend to not have good basketball IQs defensively, and it causes a lot of mistakes. The Cavs don't have the greatest individual defenders, but what they do have is higher IQs. Guys like Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose aren't going to make a lot of silly mistakes. They don't have the foot speed or the talent, but they're not going to make a lot of silly mistakes in rotations and things like that that are going to ruin your defense. So you can do things like switch, pick and rolls, go over screens, and things like that. That's going to be useful in creating a defensive game plan with this Cavs team. I went into this matchup thinking I could switch 1 through 4. Kevin Love, who's a weak defender, I didn't even bother to switch with him. I wanted him to just catch hedge on all pick and rolls. Good thing about facing the Warriors, they don't run too much pick and roll. What they do is run a lot of split cuts and back screens for their shooters, which means your off-ball defensive setting needs to be on point. My off-ball defensive setting was switch, which helps for them to drive. You try to keep guys in front of them, but if you miss the switch, you get burnt, and it happened time and time again in this matchup. I ended up losing by like 5 points to them, which isn't that bad because I said the dynamic offense that the Cavs have could put up points. But late in games in tough spots, we just wasn't switching properly. We were missing switches. And I mean, you got to play flawless defense to beat the Warriors anyway. It's really tough. It's either that or you hope for them to miss. You also saw that I gapped guys like Draymond Green and Zaza Pachulia because you need all the help you can get. You don't want Steph driving. Isaiah Thomas, who actually played in this game, just can't really guard Steph. There's nothing you can really do about that. He's a defensive liability. So you got to find a way to make up for that. So you got to find spaces where you can kind of cheat off of other guys. You have to pick your poison against the Warriors. But overall, this defense is smart enough. Tristan Thompson in the middle also helps. Doesn't gonna play that much. It's gonna be interesting how they do that because you are gonna lose the floor spacing, which is vital because Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose. But overall, you just have to run the best matchups as you can to pick, particularly against whatever team you have. When Tristan Thompson's in the lineup, you might want a hard hedge. You might want to switch. Tristan Thompson can do those things. Kevin Love is your starter. You want to kind of back off. You don't want to put him in those tough spots defensively. This team has a lot of different pieces. It's like a puzzle, this team. You've got to kind of find what's best for you. The pieces are there. You just have to find the right combination in the right spot, honestly. You can do anything with this team. You can switch everything. You could go under. You could go over. You can play conservative defense, whatever you want. This team can do it because of the versatility they have from throughout the whole lineup. So any defensive setting will be great with you. I think you should probably play as aggressive as possible because I just like to play aggressive defense, force turnovers, allow the team to go out and run. And I think that's the best plan with this team. Switch 1 through 4 with Kevin Love. Let him just hang out as the center, protect the rim. And then get out in transition and let it go and get some points that way. But this Cavs team, like I said earlier, is built to win. They're built to try to beat the Warriors this time. That's the best they can do. They have the pieces. They just have to play flawless basketball. But you have LeBron James on your side. Kevin Love is a beast. I think this is his time where he's going to prove that he's really a beast. Because he's going to be the second option. So that's the end of my Cavs breakdown. This team is talented, built to win, and ready to go. Whenever you got LeBron James on your team, you always got a chance to win. So that's the Cavs. This is World Series G. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to go through every single NBA team. So if your team didn't come up, it will come up soon. Look out for it. Look out for the other teams. See guys you never heard of. When we're done, we're going to have a breakdown of every team. You're going to understand what their strengths and what their weaknesses is. So overall, it's just going to help you become a better 2K player. And that's what we all want. Great competition online and when we play with our friends. So that's it. Again, like, subscribe, comment. And this is World Series G signing out. Peace.